Imagine this. You receive a small transfer on Zelle from your daughter just to help you buy groceries, or maybe a few friends send you gas money through Chime or Venmo. Seems harmless, right? But what if I told you that Social Security might actually count those transfers as income, and that one simple Zelle payment could put your SSI benefits under review? That's exactly what's been happening to thousands of recipients lately as the SSA increases electronic monitoring through new financial access systems. So, if you use Zelle, Chime, Venmo, or prepaid debit cards, this video is one you don't want to miss. Before we begin, let me ask you, do you use any of these payment apps or prepaid cards to get help from family or friends? Or maybe you receive support through small digital transfers every month? Drop your question in the comments below. I'll personally read and reply to help you understand what counts and what doesn't. Many viewers have already avoided benefit suspensions simply by learning what kind of electronic payments are safe to receive. And as always, please like this video and subscribe to Social Security Post, your daily source for accurate updates that protect your Social Security, SSI, and SSDI benefits. Let's get into how the SSA tracks digital payments, what rules apply to apps like Zelle or Chime, and how you can stay compliant without losing a single dollar of your benefits. To understand how the SSA looks at Zelle and prepaid card transfers, you have to start with one simple idea. Anything that increases your financial resources could count as income. Under the SSA's official guidelines, income is split into two main types, earned and unearned. Earned income includes wages or self-employment pay. Unearned income includes things like gifts, support from family, or deposits from others that help pay your bills. So, even if your son sends you $150 through Zelle each month for groceries, SSA can legally treat that as unearned income. The key is whether the payment helps you meet your basic needs, food, shelter, or utilities. If the money directly helps with those, it counts toward your SSI income limit. But one-time gifts, small reimbursements, or irregular help may be excluded if properly explained. SSA agents rely on the PALM's SI 00810.010 rule, which says any cash or digital transfer that you can use for food or shelter is considered countable income unless it's specifically excluded by law. That means even well-intentioned help from friends or relatives can become a compliance risk if it's not reported correctly. For example, in one 2024 case, a grandmother in Georgia was receiving monthly help from her grandson through Cash App, around $200 for groceries. During a redetermination, SSA discovered the deposits and adjusted her benefits downward for several months, treating the transfers as ongoing support. It's a reminder that every transfer leaves a trail, and SSA's modern systems can easily identify recurring deposits that look like extra income. Social Security's tracking capability has evolved dramatically through what's known as the Access to Financial Institutions (AFI) program. AFI allows SSA to automatically verify the balances of all bank and prepaid accounts connected to an SSI recipient's Social Security number. Originally rolled out to fight fraud, AFI now conducts these checks electronically every 12 months, and beginning in late 2025, it will expand to quarterly reviews. That means more frequent checks on your account activity and balances. AFI connects with major banks, credit unions, and even certain fintech providers such as Chime, Green Dot, NetSpend, and GoBank, many of which serve low-income customers who rely on prepaid debit cards. When you sign up for SSI or go through redetermination, SSA's system sends an automated request to participating financial institutions through the Treasury's Go Direct and electronic payment routing networks. The response shows the balance, deposit sources, and account status. If an unfamiliar account or recurring deposits show up, the case may be flagged for review. Now, here's what's important. SSA doesn't yet have direct access to private payment apps like Venmo or Cash App. However, whenever those apps are linked to your primary bank account or prepaid card, the deposits appear in your transaction history, and that's where SSA can see the activity through AFI reports. So, while Zelle or PayPal themselves aren't being watched directly, the money trail they leave inside your connected bank account can raise questions during an SSI review. Let's start with Zelle. Zelle is not a standalone wallet. It transfers money directly between banks using your email or phone number. Because it moves money instantly from one account to another, SSA considers any regular incoming Zelle transfers as direct deposits that can count as unearned income if they help you pay living expenses. The only exceptions are one-time gifts or reimbursements for something you already paid out of your own funds. For example, if you bought a family meal and your friend pays you back. Chime, on the other hand, operates under a partnership with the Bancorp Bank, NA, and Stride Bank. Chime accounts are technically checking accounts, even though they're marketed as mobile banking. SSA treats Chime just like any other bank. Large or recurring deposits, especially from friends, family, or side jobs, can be questioned. In 2024, several SSI recipients reported that their Chime deposits over $2,000 per month led to temporary suspensions until they provided proof that those funds were not income but transfers or reimbursements. For prepaid debit cards such as NetSpend, Green Dot, or Direct Express, the rule is straightforward. If the card is only used to receive your own federal benefits, you're safe. But if you or others load additional funds onto it, those deposits can increase your resource balance and push you over the $2,000 SSI limit. For example, an SSI recipient in Florida added a $500 birthday gift to her Direct Express card in 2024. The extra balance triggered a resource alert and temporarily halted her benefit until documentation showed it was a one-time gift. These examples show how small, innocent actions can cause unnecessary issues if not clearly reported. Venmo and PayPal function differently from Zelle and Chime. They are considered digital wallets rather than banks, but they connect directly to your financial institutions. Since January 2023, these companies have been subject to the IRS Form 1999K rule, which requires them to report transactions over $600 per year for goods or services. While personal transfers are excluded, the data can still overlap with SSA's verification systems during financial reviews, especially if the same accounts are connected to your SSI deposit account. For example, if you receive several Venmo deposits labeled rent help or utilities, those could look like regular support payments, even if they come from relatives. SSA investigators often cross-reference patterns rather than individual payments. One case in Texas last year involved an SSI recipient who received $250 transfers every month via Venmo from a family friend. When the same amounts showed up in the recipient's checking account, SSA counted it as unreported income and demanded repayment. The problem wasn't the app itself, it was the pattern of recurring deposits. PayPal faces similar oversight, particularly because it stores funds in FDIC insured partner banks. If you leave large balances in your PayPal wallet for long periods, those amounts can be considered part of your financial resources under SSI's $2,000 limit. ACE SA agents have the authority to ask for PayPal statements during resource reviews, especially when income or balances appear inconsistent. It's best to transfer funds to your linked bank account promptly and keep records of what each payment represents. SSA's redetermination and integrity teams rely on both technology and human analysis to detect irregularities. Whenever a new account appears linked to your Social Security number or deposits exceed your usual benefit amount, the AFI system automatically alerts the caseworker. These alerts often lead to benefit suspensions, while the SSA verifies whether the deposits are income, loans, or gifts. According to the SSA's Office of Inspector General, over 23,000 SSI payments were suspended in 2024 due to unreported financial activity, a 41% increase compared to 2023. Red flags typically include recurring transfers from multiple senders, frequent balance reloads on prepaid cards, or deposits labeled rent, utilities, or allowance. Bank compliance departments also cooperate with SSA by reporting suspicious activity to prevent money laundering or benefit misuse. For recipients, the process can feel intrusive, but SSA emphasizes that these checks are designed to prevent fraud and ensure fairness across all beneficiaries. Once flagged, SSA sends a written notice allowing recipients 30 days to explain or provide documentation. If no response is received, payments may be stopped until the investigation is complete. Unfortunately, this can lead to hardship, as many recipients depend on those monthly benefits for essential expenses. That's why understanding what triggers reviews and how to document your transactions is critical to avoiding interruptions. The most effective way to stay compliant is to document everything. Whenever you receive a transfer, note whether it's a gift, reimbursement, or repayment of a loan. If possible, include that label in the transfer note, such as birthday gift or loan payback. SSA reviewers often rely on these notes to determine whether a deposit is countable income. Always keep digital receipts, screenshots, or short written explanations. These can be lifesavers during redeterminations. Next, try to maintain one primary account for your SSI payments, ideally your Direct Express card or designated bank account. Mixing personal funds, side income, and benefit deposits across multiple cards or apps can confuse your financial record and make SSA think you have undisclosed resources. Remember that SSI's resource limit is still $2,000 for individuals and $3,000 for couples. Even temporarily exceeding that limit, such as keeping gift money in your account too long, can trigger a suspension. Finally, be proactive during redeterminations. If you know you've received help from family or friends, report it up front. SSA's field representatives can often exclude occasional gifts if they are clearly documented. The agency's 2025 guidance now encourages staff to consider context before penalizing recipients. In short, honesty, clarity, and record keeping are your best protection against overpayment or suspension. Looking ahead, SSA and the U.S. Treasury are expanding the AFI system to cover a broader range of digital financial platforms. Starting in 2026, new contracts will allow the SSA to request transaction summaries directly from fintech companies like Chime, PayPal, and Cash App. The agency says this modernization effort aims to reduce overpayments, which totaled nearly $2 billion annually in recent years. However, advocacy groups warn this could increase surveillance on low-income individuals who rely on peer-to-peer apps for everyday support. SSA officials argue that these tools are necessary to maintain fairness and prevent fraud. Their studies show that electronic monitoring helps catch thousands of cases where unreported accounts led to excessive payments. Still, privacy experts from organizations such as the National Disability Rights Network and the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities have raised concerns about how far this data sharing could go. They urge the government to balance enforcement with compassion, ensuring recipients aren't punished for small, harmless transactions. In reality, most SSI recipients have nothing to fear if they stay transparent and keep their balances under the limit. The modernization push will likely make SSA's processes faster, but also stricter. By 2027, reviews may happen automatically every few months, and digital wallets might be fully integrated into resource checks. The best approach is to stay informed, know your rights, and follow verified updates from trusted channels like Social Security Post. So here's the takeaway. Zelle, Chime, Venmo, and prepaid cards are not off limits, but how you use them matters. Regular transfers for bills or groceries can count as income, while occasional gifts or reimbursements typically don't. As SSA expands its electronic monitoring systems, every recipient should stay aware, organized, and proactive to avoid unnecessary payment disruptions. If you're unsure about a specific transaction or card you're using, drop your question in the comments below. I read and respond personally to help you navigate these complex rules. Many viewers have already saved their benefits by asking early and clarifying what counts before an investigation begins. And before you go, please like this video and subscribe to Social Security Post so you never miss critical updates that can protect your benefits. Your awareness is your best defense, and this community is here to make sure you stay one step ahead of any rule change that affects your income or eligibility.